Howdy, everyone! I hope you are all doing well as usual. Well, today I am coming back at you with another dream. I really did not remember the exact year of this dream because it was far off, But when I was placing these dreams in the dream journal, I remembered it, and because I didn't want to lose it out my memory, it was the first one I documented. Okay, so this dream was given to me around 2021, 2022 maybe. And I did title it Fake Rapture with a question mark because I wasn't really sure if it was a fake rapture or not. I apologize for the doodle works in the middle of the page. One of the toddlers in my household got a hold of my book when I was first starting out and doodled some things in the center of the page. Anyways, the dream starts with me seeing this young girl who looked like myself walking through a place that looked like a desert. This desert looked like it was prepared for an event because where I was walking, I saw some curtains blowing in the wind, and it had a undercraft in the desert. So this undercraft, that's where it had the curtains blowing. It's almost like a outside temple without doors in the desert because I'm literally walking on sand and the curtains were blowing. But I'm saying it looks like a temple without the temple features because it was empty. Inside was empty. But my attention was drawn to it because I'm in a desert. Because I thought at first, when I was walking and frolicking, I thought I was going to the beach, right? But I saw this outside temple looking feature. It's kind of like a church. I don't know. It gave an outside church temple looking vibes. And it was empty. Like whatever was to be placed in there was not placed in there yet. So it was empty, but the makeup of what it should look like was set in motion or in foundation rather. So I was outside, looking in, and I was inspecting it from the outside. Then next thing I know, my attention starts to pick up this guy that is to my left. And I see him in my peripheral vision. He was bolting as if he was late for school. He was late for work. He was late for an appointment. I don't know what the rush was for, but this guy was rushing because he did not want to be last place, okay? He was in it to win that gold medal, okay? Anyways, I stopped him. I was like, hey, where are you running off to? What's the rush, brother? And he stopped and he had a conversation with me. Basically, he was saying, I am going to bow down to Jesus. He is here. And my response to that was like, that's the Antichrist, right? And this guy, after he heard my response, I saw his head go up and down, and he said out of his mouth after, yes, I know. And then he turned to the direction that he was first in while he was running before I stopped him. Then he continued bolting down the path, which was pretty much to the left of the structure that looked like a temple with the curtains blowing. And he continued on his way. So there he was, still headed off hastily to go bow down to who he termed was Jesus. The thing that shocked me about this dream is that he knew that it was the Antichrist. Because when I said it to him, he was in agreement. He physically shook his head and he verbally expressed it. Yes, he knows. And I was thinking that, oh, okay, so you're going to go back home and not go worship this dude then, whomever this is, because apparently he was notified, I don't know how, that the Messiah was coming and he was going to go bow down to this Messiah. So how in the world could he and me be on the same planet and he got wind that the Messiah is here and I didn't know that? Why was he the only one in my dream aware that the Messiah was coming and I didn't know that? It doesn't line up with scripture because, and I don't want to butcher the scripture verse, but when Yahusha comes, wouldn't there be a lightning flashing from the sky, from whichever direction, and everyone is going to know because everyone is going to see him, even those that pierced him. The thing is, when the trumpets blew and Yahusha was descending, there was nothing to say that media outlets were there telling people ahead of time that Yahusha was coming and expect the lightning to strike at 1 p.m. on the 4th of July. There is nothing in the word that says that. So how could this guy have a precise location that he was bolting off to go bow down to Jesus? And I didn't know where this location was. I was dumbfounded in the dream. But I did know one thing. My spirit knew that that was the Antichrist. Right? So apparently, this dude, he got whiff of assembly area because you wouldn't be running off to somewhere that you don't know where it is, right? So he got coordinates and stuff. he got something. He has to have something. Because why would you be bolting off in such a haste and you don't know where you're going? It wouldn't make sense. So he got some coordinates. Would it be safe to say that? I think it would. He got some coordinates or something. I didn't have any. I was like, bro, yeah, spirit man to spirit man, that's the Antichrist. I don't have no coordinates. How come you have coordinates to go see the Antichrist, this Jesus that's coming that you speak of? That's not gonna be televised, son. So how come you got coordinates and I don't? Make it make sense. Look, okay? Don't take my word for it. Take all things that I say to you and all these dreams to the Most High in prayer, okay? But I just really found it interesting that he was darting as if he knew the precise location, precise coordinates, and I was there checking out this building. Oh, yeah, which reminds me, I think I forgot to say that after he finished bolting off, the dream ended with me actually walking into this undercraft looking structure, and I was just observing the place and I was walking straight up to the top. And I don't remember what was up there, but it was pretty empty and I just walked through to get to where I was going. But at the end of the day, that's how the dream ended. Seeing myself walking off into this structure and walking out of sight. This guy, I just couldn't understand it. He knew it was the Antichrist. He knew. That did not stop him from still going to want to bow down to this Jesus. And to me, this dream is saying that the Antichrist came in the name of Jesus. Because he didn't say, oh, I'm going to bow down to Yahusha. He said, I'm going to bow down to Jesus. And my spirit was telling him, you know, that's the Antichrist, right? So somehow, some way, they are going to fake a rapture and tell you that this Jesus is coming, but this Jesus that's coming, that they are telling you about, that they are going to tell you about, is none other than the Antichrist. A fake rapture, people. You know what? Come to think of it, I can recall one time a Christian lady was having a discussion at our assembly, and she said to the head of our assembly, you know, I had a dream one time and I saw Jesus. And he was like, oh, really? So what happened? And she went on to say, I called out to him. I said, Jesus. And then he turned around, looked at her, and he responded, that is not my name. And he turned around and he continued walking. So the head asked her, oh, okay, so what did you do? Her response was, nothing. I still call him Jesus, though. That was her response. I was like, huh? Young lady, say what? I would be in my prayer closet in fasting so fast. Say what? You telling me that's not your name? So what is your name then? Apparently she don't care. She said she still call him that though. You know? So the audacity of people to want to paint the reality that they want instead of asking the Most High, how is this, oh Father? Since I got it wrong, how is it really? So I don't know about you guys, but this dream jolted me a bit. And it kind of made me not lean towards the direction of pre-rapture. And I'm going to explain why I don't believe in it. And I never really did technically. I always believed that all the people of the Most High was going to be on the earth until Yahusha came. And all the people was going to go through tribulation. You know, before you press skip, hear me out a bit, okay? So, Matthew 24, right? After I meditated on this dream, I realized that Matthew 24, when Yahusha was speaking, he said, and Yahusha answered them, see that no one leads you astray, for many will come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and they will lead many astray. So when I saw this lad in the dream, and how he was anticipating the arrival of Hamashiach, it was just off. I was like, but you shouldn't know that he is coming now, and I don't know nothing. It's a bright, sunny day. I forgot to mention that. The sun did not grow dark. I also forgot to mention that in the dream. And you are bolting to tell me, he's telling me I'm not seeing it physically for myself. I'm not hearing no trumpets blowing. I'm not seeing no sky opening up like a scroll. But all I am seeing is this dude running and telling me that Hamashiach is coming. So someone told him, which is the many people that's coming to tell others, Hamashiach's coming. He's coming over there in the wilderness. Come, go see. And they are going to lead people astray. That's what happened to this lad in my dream, because I didn't see the physical manifestation of what Yahusha said in his word, of how he was going to come, of how the sky was going to turn dark. It was a bright, sunny day. So other than that reason of many that will come in his name and try to deceive people into accepting the anti-Messiah, which Yahusha warned about, he also warned about something else in that chapter at verse 9. And this verse spoke to my heart because this verse was telling me that we are all going to be here through the tribulation until we see Yahusha come. And we can both read it for ourselves and take all things to the Most High in prayer for confirmation in all things. Then they will deliver you up to tribulation and put you to death, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many will fall away and betray one another and hate one another. And many false prophets will arise and lead many astray. So, if you still believe in the rapture, I'm going to ask you one question, rapture believers. I'm not judging you. I'm just asking you one question. And ask yourself this one question too. If you are going to be caught up and gone, and you're not going to go through tribulation, who are these people that Yahusha is saying you will be delivered up to tribulation to be put to death? And if you're going to answer, oh, it's those that are left behind. Okay, good response. But note that it also says, and many will fall away. And you will be hated for my name's sake. So if you didn't go through hate and you didn't see many fall away before your rapture happens, then there is not going to be no rapture until those things happen. Because that's how Yahusha is saying it. You will be delivered up to tribulation. You will be put to death. You will be hated by the nations for my name's sake. Right? All these things have to be manifested before Yahusha comes. And then we see the rise of many false prophets who will also lead many astray. And if you are not sold on that one, let's go further into verse 22, where Yahusha further says, and if those days had not been cut short, no human being would be saved. But for the sake of the elect, those days will be cut short. Then if anyone says to you, look, here is the Messiah, or there he is, do not believe it, for false messiahs and false prophets will arise and perform great signs and wonders, so as to lead astray, if possible, even the elect. Think about that last part while we go back up to verse 22. And if those days had not been cut short, no human being would be saved. So if those days before you saw Yahusha's face was not cut short, he might have not come to find any human being to save. Oh, I don't believe that. It's still talking about the left behind. Okay. But for the sake of the elect, those days will be cut short. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. So, who is the elect? Aren't these the elect that should be raptured up? So, if the elect sake is being considered here on the table, oh, I am considering the sake of the elect. If the elect have been raptured and are up in heaven eating fat of lambs, why would Abba and Yahusha need to be considering their sake if they are already saved and raptured? Think about that. They are still here during the tribulation. That's why, for their sake, he had to consider and cut the time short. Still don't believe? Okay. Go back to verse 23. Then, if anyone says to you, look, there is the Messiah. There he is. Don't believe. Even during the tribulation, he is still telling them that. He is still telling them that, don't believe, because I've still not come yet. Oh no, I'm still not sold. Die hard Rapture fan, you're off, girly, you're off. Okay. So if all the elect and all the chosen are going to be raptured up and saved, they are not going to go through tribulation. According to you pre-tribulation rapture believers, or according to you rapture believers overall, because you seem to feel that you won't go through any form of tribulation, and how wrong you are, and you need to take it to the Most High in prayer. Verse 24, right? I'm go down to, for false Christs and false prophets will arise and perform great signs and wonders. So, look at this, so as to lead astray, if possible, even the elect. So why is the elect being mentioned here? For if possible, they could possibly be led astray, yet you claim that they should be raptured in heaven, eating fat of lambs, not worrying about tribulation. Only the left behind should be worrying about that. But here is verse 24 saying, if possible, even the elect should watch themselves, lest they might be led astray. If possible. If possible, if the elect are not careful, even these signs and wonders that are being performed could lead even the elect astray during the time of tribulation. Oh no, I'm still not sold. Well, Yahusha give you the answer in prayer because I tried my best, honey. I tried my best. Because Yahusha went on further to say, see, I have told you beforehand. You are being warned beforehand, before these things happen, before they are made manifest. He is telling you in his word so that when it happens, you don't fall astray or say, aha, see, I'm going to bow down to the beast because Yahusha turned his back on us. He didn't come to save us. Where's the rapture? I'm going to take the mark of the system. You know what system I'm talking about, because I think they censor certain words on here. Anyways, when a lot of you notice that these things have not happened that you are anticipating, that you have been duped to believe in a false Messiah and false wonders that will be taking place during the times of tribulation, that all of us, even the elect, who are get this, you see right now, you know what the elect are busy doing? Preparing themselves to go run into the wilderness where they will be kept for a time. They are not preparing to be raptured. Only church folks be saying that. That's what the elect is sitting there pondering. Almighty Yahuwah, please let your guidance guide me so that I am led into the wilderness by your spirit, so that I shall be kept and preserved there. That's what the elect are thinking about. But here are the religious people saying, soon we fly, rapture, rapture. No, that's false. And the dreams that people are getting now, as we are getting closer and closer, as birth pangs intensify, is proof that we shall go through tribulation. We shall all be here until Yahusha burst them skies.